What happens in this episode?
All right, Mikey Johns.
So,
Let's get into it. Invincible. Here we are. We just finished talking about a good episode of a good show. Now we're gonna talk about a bad episode of a pretty good all right show.
Well, if we're judging the show on how season 3 has gone so far, it's a bad show. Like episodes 1 through 5, straight up not good.
Aside from half of one of the episodes.
Aside from half of 4.
Yeah. And the last 5 minutes of 1.
I don't remember the last 5 minutes of 1.
I think they give you a little bit of Alan, don't they?
Right. A flash over to the prison.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, it's kind of fucked up that they've started a protection racket. Like,
with Invincible defending the prison?
This should not be legal.
Wait, why?
Because step 2 is you go and beat up, because the implication is we're not going to protect a different prison. I mean, at the end of the day, they need to be a public good.
Oh, the superheroes should be. You think that they need to be controlled by the state?
There can't be this private contracting where some people have to pay for protection. Because then you're gonna have a superhero who either A, extorts, B, trashes the places that don't pay him, and next thing you know, you have the
boys
superhero mafia with the boys. Sure. Now, granted, maybe that already exists because there is a superhero mafia, which we see a lot of in this episode.
Right. I don't have that much of a problem with it. It does seem, though, as like he's getting paid for something he probably would have done anyway.
Should have done anyway. But I do agree he should be being paid.
Oh, yeah.
He should get a stipend or something.
Because it's clear that he was getting nothing. I think it's clear that he's gotten no financial compensation for anything he's done up until this point.
Which I truly do not understand. At the very least, rent his apartment for him. Give him the apartment.
Yeah, just pay for his meals, maybe.
Yeah. I can tell you, if we had superheroes, they would be being compensated.
I think they'd be privately owned.
I mean, they'd probably be dictators. We would live in an autocracy determined by superpowered status. But do you ever watch Superman Red Son?
No.
All right, we'll get back to that later. The premise is Superman lands in Soviet Russia, and instead of him being an American,
red, instead of him bleeding red, white, and blue, he's bleeding red and yellow like a commie bastard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But okay, so there's this. Okay, what's going on?
Multipal does he does a kind of a cool thing where he explodes himself.
Oh, and to break out of the prison room. That was cool.
That was pretty cool. We get duplicate backstory.
I mean, this guy's hard. How many versions of himself has he literally killed? And I believe he gets the memories of those people, no?
Right. I think that is how it works. And my thing is, if you're a clone, are you willing to kill yourself? I guess they are.
I don't think they really had a choice. He hid up in the rafters.
And they were all cool with it.
What else were they going to do?
I don't know. I guess, do the clones not have free will?
I guess they were cool with it. He is... And if they're cool with it, that must mean he was cool with it. Because they're all clones. He's just another clone. There's no original.
The clones, though, must have... The clones have to have free will, right? Because Kate hides one of herself in the first season.
My point is, yeah, they are cool with it. I guess that's the opposite of what I said a minute ago. Sure, so I shouldn't have said my point is. But my point is this. It sounds like he just hid up in the rafters and cloned until it blew up. Yeah. So if you were being cloned, you were already being squished. Did you have a choice?
Fair enough. I guess, sure. All I'm saying is I don't blame their dad for leaving them. Not
this
because
guy
of the
is crazy.
superpowers, but because they're both insufferable.
I do dislike Duplicate a lot, but I don't dislike this guy.
That's true. Multipole hasn't really given me a
Well,
reason to hate him other than he's like a bad guy, but that's not a reason to hate a character in a TV show.
he reminds me of the bee, the humble bee, willing to sacrifice a part of himself for the greater hive. And there's something I very much appreciate and admire about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or an ant. Tens of thousands of ants will throw themselves, into death to fight over a 2x2 scrap of dirt.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful.
And he also brings up the point of what we were just talking about. I think it's about getting paid. He's like, they ever the I forget, Guardians of the Globe or whatever agency they work for ever pay you? And he's like, I get paid by the mafia people. I was like, there you go. He's got to get that paper. I think the government isn't paying these superheroes enough. What else?
Crazy that you could ever even arrest him. Because surely he's got a hidden clone somewhere.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't think that far ahead.
Duplicate's just smarter than he is?
Maybe she hasn't shared that secret with him yet. He hasn't thought of that one yet.
So, why does the dragon guy want him so bad?
He's like his assassin or something. Maybe they're gay. Maybe they're gay lovers. We don't know.
Was not getting that vibe.
Well,
I also don't understand why okay, we're skipping around. I apologize.
No,
why did I let you dictate the conversation here?
Okay. Well, all right. Whatever. He breaks out of prison. You get this Mark and Eve had sex at the breakfast table bit. You see Oliver falling off a skateboard. Who cares? You see Rex explode and Shrinking Ray making dinner. That was kind of cute, but kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then we get Titan talking to Titan Machine Head in prison.
Right.
And I like Machine Head.
I don't totally get Machine Head. Is his whole thing just that he's smart because he's a robot?
I don't know. I also don't understand if he's like a superhero or if he's like cybernetically enhanced.
I'm so fucking sick of the cybernetically enhanced bullshit in this series. Because it seems like so many people's superhero is just, I'm a robot. And I guess by so many, I mean mostly the robot clones.
The robot guy.
Well, the robot guy and all. I mean, they have a lot of robots in this show.
Oh, it's true.
And
like the Rhiannon. Yeah.
So, it makes me wonder what good is a superhero when you could just make a robot guy who's smarter than everybody and stronger than everybody.
It's true.
Which maybe you need to balance things. I don't know.
It's like it's like you have your kryptonite to a superhero in this world is just a robot guy that you build.
Exactly.
It's all right. So whatever.
And Titan is refusing to break Catspaw out of prison. Right.
He doesn't want to break Multipole out because I don't know. What did you call him?
I call him Catspaw.
Is that from something? Cats?
Catspaw. It's like a name for a thief.
Okay. Well, yeah, he doesn't want to break him out because I don't know, it's too dangerous because Invincible guards the prison. But then
that was not true.
Is that
Catspaw is a person used by another person as a dupe or tool.
Well, that also applies though, no? I think you used it right.
Not intentionally. Sorry, keep going.
No, yeah, whatever. Titan comes to the prison and he argues with Invincible. He's like, "I need your help again." And then he's like, Invincible's like, after what you did to me last time, I'm never going back to the ghetto." And then they go back to the ghetto. And he's like, "Look, it's not the ghetto anymore. Look, I did this." He's like, "Damn, that's crazy. You're going to jail."
Mark is He's so inflexible.
Yeah,
Like, there are benefits to having a friend in the organized crime business.
it's true. It's like the you be friends with the yakuza people in Japan. Like you be friends with the Italian mafia in New York, like in The Sopranos.
Sometimes you need to make a sacrifice for the greater good, which has been a theme of this season, which is Mark refusing to make the hard choice.
It's true.
This is almost the same as the Immortal episode, where the Immortal essentially forced him into helping. Titan
Right.
is doing the same thing.
I liked his cool little trick where he runs into the sewers and then there's just a bunch of black guys in hoodies.
And they're like, "Do we look the same to you?"
Yeah, that was
That
pretty
was funny.
funny.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good bit. They're all wearing Tims. Yeah. Um, and then I don't know his name. The Chinese dragon man gets pissed and turns into a dragon.
Yeah, and then is surprisingly strong. Why is this dragon so strong?
Is he a hero? We see like he's like
You know, he's a villain for sure.
okay, sure. I see a super. Does he have superpowers, or is this some sort of strange Chinese ritual that has given him the power of a dragon?
So,
I guess what's the
okay,
difference?
number one, yeah. A, what's the difference? B, I guess he's a superhero. How's it? What's Adam Eve's thing? Because she also has been like blessed or cursed.
She's
Or...
like experimented on in the womb as a baby by like a scientist, I think. I don't know. I watched the Adam Eve special a
Is
while
that
ago.
what? I haven't seen that yet. And
It's pretty good.
Monster Girl's a curse, right?
That's true. So they're all just kind of weird shit. I
Yeah.
guess
So maybe it is an ancient Chinese thing. Maybe he's a superhero. Maybe it doesn't matter.
fair enough. So whatever, he turns into a dragon, and we are led to believe that the isotope guy, the guy who could teleport, betrays.
Cool
Titan.
power.
Yeah,
Like that.
he's like kind of like Nightcrawler. It's pretty cool. Probably
Yeah, he is.
even better, I guess. He seems to be able to teleport pretty far.
Yeah, a good assassin.
Yeah.
So, Mark and the dragon guy battle it out because the dragon guy attacks the prison,
Yes. Adam Eve comes to
and
help.
Mark is just getting his shit pumped as
And,
always.
and what? Yeah. What do you know? And Mark gets the shit kicked out of him. That being said, I was surprised. I thought, but it seems like this dragon guy is pretty strong.
Yeah, surprisingly so. It seems like you could have used him against one of the Viltrumites.
Yeah, he's
Because
like
the only way they defeat him
is
is
defeating his real body.
defeating his real body. So it seems like if you could harness this guy, he would have been a real asset. And Ciso is excellent at mind control.
Fair enough. You got to figure out where this Chinese ritual takes place. Somebody
So,
else could be instilled with the power of the dragon.
well, I think we'll get to that. But anyway, so by the end, Mark realizes he's been had and he's mad because he's been tricked again
Yeah.
for so many times because he's a dumb guy
Yeah.
who's inflexible and easily tricked. And then what's the very finale is
Nothing else really happens. I'm looking. Adam Eve does a cool thing where she like rebuilds the prison and puts people in like cages and stuff. I thought it was kind of cool.
True. Now, well, Multipaw escapes though.
He does get away.
But at the very end, we have the dragon's assistant breathes life back into him, which makes me think that the assistant was the real dragon the whole time, who was just controlling the old man body.
Yeah, maybe. No,
That was the vibe that I got.
I
What do you think
he has
that
a
last
funny
scene was?
funny name too. I think his name is like Great Wall or something. I hope I didn't make that up. I think his name is like Great Wall, which is hilarious.
So interesting. So how did you interpret the last scene though?
I don't know. I thought he's like a goon. He's like his goon.
So why
And
did he breathe a dragon into him if he's just a goon?
well, I don't know.
He clearly also has dragon powers.
He's dependable. He's loyal.
Dep- But he can't. If they have the same power, he can't be a goon.
Oh, all right. So you think the power comes from him, from Great Wall?
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe he's secretly in control. Either that, or he's bringing. I think he's bringing the other guy back. They wouldn't have shown the final scene if we were never going to see these guys again.
That's true. They'll come back.
But all in all, bad app.
Yeah, I agree. What else happened? Motorhead at the end. It was like he's gonna stay in charge of the city. Anybody got a problem with that?
Gearhead? Or is it like
Dude, I just keep making. I don't know.
Metal
His
Face?
name is Machine Head.
Machine Head, yeah, okay.
Machine Head has taken over the crime syndicate, which I think will never matter again. And
yeah, I agree.
And
he's left Titan in control in New York.
Titan's left in control, and it's all right. Okay. I honestly hope we never see any of these crime syndicate
Is this
people.
Chicago or New York?
I don't know where they're supposed to be. Not in Chicago, because that's where the Omni-Man incident happens. I don't think they're in Chicago.
They're in New York.
I think. Maybe. I don't know. Let's look it up right now. Where
I was going to give it my rating.
does Invincible take place? Oh. Well, okay. A few of the major action series take place in Chicago. But I think they're in New York. All right, whatever. It doesn't matter. What do we give the rate? What do we give the ep?
I'm going to give it a 5.
This
one was hard for me.
I'm honestly on board. I'm going to give it a 5 also. It's fucking boring. Like, who cares? Nothing happens. There's a dragon fight, but it wasn't even that cool.
It felt like a filler episode.
Yeah, 100%. We're giving it a 5. All right.
A disappointing episode, and I mean, watching this, it took me a couple of tries to get through this episode.
I had to message Mikey Johnson 10 times to get him to watch this episode.
There was probably like a 1 month gap between when I watched episode 3 and when I finished this episode.
Yeah. So, if you're wondering why the Invincible series is taking so long, look at Mikey Johnson. But hey, it's looking up. I every episode after this gets better. So,
yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. This whatever. It's fucking shit. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Yeah. Dive on out.